faithfully delivering value and interpreting great books worldwide. Hello, this is Sally's Book Talk. Today we're interpreting the book Atomic Habits with the subtitle How to Build Good Habits and Break Bad Ones. We all know good habits bring benefits, but forming them isn't easy. Whether it's sticking to eating more veggies and less meat or cutting unnecessary spending.
We often start off all enthusiastic.
But before long, the passion fades and we can't stick with it. So, how do we build habits and keep them going? On this, the book's author, James Clear, has a lot to say. He loved baseball since he was a kid, but in high school, sophomore year, he got hit by a bat in the face and fell into a coma. Though Clear woke up a few days later, the after effects were awful. Couldn't walk straight, see clearly, and had seizures. Throughout high school, he basically couldn't play in games. But Clear didn't give up on his baseball dream. After college, he started small, improving himself through good habits, studying hard daily, exercising, and sticking to early bedtimes. By sophomore year, he earned a starting spot on the team, and in senior year, because of great performance, he was picked as top athlete and got the President's Medal, the highest academic honor. This experience made Clear realize habits' power. They shape what kind of life we'll have. At first, tiny actions build up over time to create big results. Seizing this, Clear began researching habit formation and posted articles online. His articles quickly gained attention, with over 8 million reads, and were serialized in places like Time and Forbes. In 2017, he founded his training platform, Habits Academy, to help more folks build good habits and ditch bad ones. Lots of Fortune 500 companies send employees here for training. Over 10,000 managers, coaches, and teachers have graduated from Habits Academy. This book is Clear's summary of thoughts and practices on habits. In it, he lays out a full plan for building habits. After publishing, this book hit bestseller lists like the New York Times and Amazon. And Clear points out habits aim for rewards, like working out to lose weight or waking early for better work. Same with bad habits. Smoking can ease stress, and greasy fried chicken hits the spot. To get a grip on habits, there are 4 steps. Step 1 is the cue. It's like a signal from your surroundings. It makes us see that doing something will get us a reward. Like for folks trying to rise early, a set alarm is the cue. It kicks things off. Step 2 is craving. Craving's all about wanting the reward. The more you want it, the easier it is to get moving. Craving sparks step 3, the response, where you actually do something to snag the reward. Then that response brings step 4, the reward itself. This fills that craving and pushes us to hunt for more cues. Keep at it, grab rewards, making a solid loop. The book's core is all about 4 laws that match up with these steps. They help folks slowly build up good habits and ditch the bad ones. Now, I'll walk you through each of these 4 laws and how to use them. Law 1, make the habit obvious. Law 2, make it attractive. Law 3, make it easy.
Law 4. Make it satisfied.
Okay, first up, Law 1, make the habit obvious. It ties back to the cue. The clearer the cue for the reward, the more likely we'll jump into action. The author lays out 3 ways. First, set up a habit scorecard to think over your habits. This helps you see what you're doing and sets you up for change. We can grab some paper, jot down our habits, and figure out if they're good, bad, or neutral. Defining neutral habits are just actions that don't really help or hurt, like changing into PJs before bed or having a sandwich every morning. Those are neutral. By writing them down and thinking it through, we get a better handle on our habits. Some folks don't even realize they've got bad habits, so they can't begin to quit them. So, thinking about your habits is step 1 to changing things. Plus, habits are super automatic. They happen without us even noticing. Lots of us are working away, then boom, we're scrolling on our phones without thinking. And later we're like, whoa, how'd I end up here again? Reflecting on what we do makes us more tuned in to our actions. When that same thing pops up again, we catch it sooner, and if it's good, we push ourselves to keep at it. If it's a bad habit, we find ways to stop it in time. The author suggests when we spot a bad habit about to happen, we can say out loud the action we'll take and its consequences. For example, when I see fried chicken, I can say, I want to eat it, but I don't need it. It'll make me gain weight and harm my health. This conscious reminder of bad habit consequences makes action harder, so bad habits can't sneak in as easily, making habits obvious. The second method is creating implementation intentions. People often make plans to build habits, but those plans don't always stick. Inconsistency is pretty common. The author introduces a planning format that pushes us to act and persist. It's called implementation intention. Here's how it works. If situation A happens, I'll take action B. Situation A usually means a specific time or place. Like every night at 8 p.m., I'll work out at the gym for an hour. That's a classic implementation intention.
Psychologists found implementation intentions boost action rates way more than other plans.
One study showed that compared to folks who just think I should exercise more, but haven't set when and where to do it, those using implementation intentions for fitness doubled their weekly workouts. Why? Clearer cues. When setting intentions, the time or place becomes the prompt. When scheduling, we block time early. When that time comes, we know what to do. No missing actions.
Implementation intentions also specify actions. We just follow through without deciding how, boosting efficiency and stopping procrastination.
The author also presents another form called habit stacking. Regular implementation intentions use time-place cues, while habit stacking cues off existing habits. If I want to work out nightly, I check my habit scorecard for an existing evening habit. Say I always eat fruit after getting home. My habit stack would be, after finishing fruit each night, I'll exercise at the gym for an hour. Compared to time or place, actions themselves are clearer cues. We often decide what to do next based on what we just did. Washing hands after the restroom, grabbing coffee when sitting at work, these are natural sequences. Sometimes we forget the time, but actions are active cues, like hearing an alarm, no thinking needed. We just reflexively know what's next. So using existing habits as cues activates action better. The third way to make habits obvious is changing environmental cues. The author notes people's actions often aren't deeply thought through, but are influenced by surroundings. In the 1970s, researchers found homeowners in an Amsterdam suburb used 30% less power than neighbors. Same house sizes and rates. Later, they found the only difference was meter placement. Some had meters in hallways, easy to see. Others had meters in basements, out of sight, so folks who saw theirs often naturally saved power. Thus, we can highlight environmental cues to build good habits. If you want to drink more water, put bottles on every table so you see them constantly. If you want to memorize vocab, keep the book by your bed. Similarly, removing cues helps break bad habits. If you want to cut gaming time, stash the console in a cupboard so it's out of sight. The author also suggests linking habits to specific settings. For example, at your desk, only work, no fun. Want to scroll your phone? Go to the couch. Want to eat? Head to the dining table. This makes the setting itself the cue. When at your desk, you know it's focus time. No thinking about phones or snacks. In such stable environments with clear roles, good habits thrive. All right, let's wrap up the first law. To make habits obvious, we've got 3 methods. First, create a habit scorecard to reflect on existing habits. Second, set implementation intentions. Specify when or where actions happen or link them to current habits. Third is changing the environment to highlight cues for good habits. Eliminate cues for bad habits. And link habits to specific settings to make the environment itself a cue. Now that we've covered the first law, let's dive into the second law. Make habits attractive. This ties to the craving step. The more we crave the reward, the more likely we are to act. The book outlines 3 methods. The first is habit bundling. This means pairing something you gotta do with something you enjoy. For instance, if you love watching US dramas and want to build a vocab habit, set a rule. Only after memorizing words can you watch the show. That way, craving for dramas motivates you to memorize words. Habit bundling can also combine with habit stacking to boost the effect. Taking the fitness example further. Besides linking workouts to eating fruit, I can add that after exercising, I get to play games for half an hour. So the whole implementation intention becomes every night after finishing fruit, I hit the gym for an hour, then play games for 30 minutes. This way, fitness gets cued by fruit eating and gains the pull of gaming.
With both forces working, motivation for fitness naturally jumps up, making habits attractive.
The second method is joining specific groups. Humans are social animals. We crave fitting in, building close ties, getting recognition and respect, because it's key for survival. Back in ancient times, folks lived in tribes. Those who went solo couldn't get enough help or resources and often didn't survive surprises. So one of our deepest ones is a sense of belonging to a group. When a habit helps us blend into a group, it's got way more pull. Thus, when building a habit, think about which groups have it and actively connect with them to shape your behavior through their vibe. The most common groups are close folks, like friends or family. They put subtle pressure, nudging us to match him. A survey shows that if someone's got an obese friend, their own obesity risk shoots up by 57%.
And when one person sheds weight, their partner has about a 1 in 3 shot at joining in and slimming down too.
So if you're trying to lose weight, hanging with fit friends for meals and workouts boosts your chances. The author believes successful people are another group. We copy those we admire, like us using winning companies' marketing tricks, borrowing recipes from favorite chefs, or mirroring your boss's communication style. He suggests reading interviews of achievers, watching their moves, finding habits worth building and copying them. This makes us feel we're leveling up, pushing habit formation. Making habits attractive. The third method is focusing on outcomes. Most habits bring mixed results. Saving money secures your future, but cuts current life quality. Smoking harms health but eases stress. For good habits, zoom in on benefits. Remind yourself saving is freedom, not restriction. For bad habits, focus on harm. Remind yourself smoking is slow suicide, not stress relief. This mindset boosts good habits' appeal, cuts bad ones, sparking change. For bad habits, dig deeper. I crave what they bring, not the habit itself. People smoke to relax, not cause it's fun. So find healthier swaps. Meditation or walks both calm you without needing cigarettes. All right, let's recap the second law. To make habits attractive, first, bundle them with things you love. Pair with habit stacking for extra punch. Second, join groups, connect with good habit friends or family or copy admired achievers. Third, emphasize outcomes, spot good habit benefits or bad habit harms, and find alternatives. Now, on to the third law, make habits easy. This ties to the response step. Habit formation needs repetition till actions become automatic. The key is maintaining high action frequency. The more you do it, the deeper and smoother it gets in your brain. So we make habits easy to lower the barrier and boost frequency. The author presents 3 methods. First is reducing habit friction. We can lower action resistance by optimizing the environment. Like when choosing a gym, pick one near home or on your commute. Avoid detours and make it hassle-free. We can also prep ahead to cut down setup steps. Want to build a breakfast habit? Set out pots and pans before bed, ready to cook when you wake. Want to eat more fruit? Wash and chop next week's batch on weekends. Grab and go from the fridge. Similarly, add prep steps to increase bad habit friction. If you binge TV before bed, unplug it and remove remote batteries. Next time you want to watch, you'll waste minutes setting up. This might not help true addiction, but for most folks, it slashes bad habit frequency, making habits easy. The second method is the 2-minute rule. The 2-minute rule means starting new habits taking no more than 2 minutes. Want to read before bed nightly? Start with 1 page. Want to tidy clothes daily? Start by folding 1 pair of socks. The author says habits fail because we aim too high too fast. Naturally hard to sustain. The 2-minute rule protects new habit sprouts from dying young. Often, The biggest resistance is at the start. Regular gym goers know the hard part isn't working out. It's changing clothes, putting on shoes, and getting to the gym. Once inside, exercising's easy. The 2-minute rule cuts startup friction. Build the habit first, optimize later. Well, think. Working out for 2 minutes? Easy. I'd be embarrassed if I couldn't even do that. And when we actually finish those 2 minutes of exercise, we'll probably think, well, I'm already here. Might as well keep going a bit longer. Keep this up for a while, and that habit seedling grows stronger, taking root. Plus, the 2-minute rule shifts how we see ourselves. The author believes actions that clash with our identity won't last. Say I want to save for investments, but if I'm all about pleasure, believing shopping makes me happy, even if I save some, I'll blow it on fun eventually. If I see myself as savvy and future-focused, I'll naturally control spending. What really changes behavior long-term is how we understand ourselves. The 2-minute rule's genius. Low barrier, simple actions reshape identity. If I hit the gym daily, even just 2 minutes, after a month, deep down, I'll believe on someone who loves fitness, sees it as life, building lasting habits, making them easy. Third method, commitment devices. Locking future actions so you must follow through. Like, want to learn English but fear quitting? Pay big for new Oriental classes? If I skip, money's wasted, so I'll show up. Commitment devices help break bad habits too. Tech can do this. Some phones have a Zen mode feature. Set a timer, and your phone locks completely. Can't do anything, no early exit. For focus seekers avoiding phones, Zen mode is a commitment device. We can also get help from others. The author shares to write more and browse less. His assistant resets all social media passwords every Monday, only revealing new ones after Friday work. This limits browsing to weekends, skyrocketing work efficiency. All right, let's recap the third law. Make habits easy. 3 methods. First, reduce friction. Cut prep steps for good habits. Add them for bad ones. Second is using the 2-minute rule to lower startup resistance and reshape self-identity. Third is setting commitment devices. Pre-arrange future actions so you must do certain things or can't do others. Now that we've covered the third law, let's explore the fourth. Make habits satisfying. This law corresponds to the reward step. When habits bring satisfying results, we're more willing to stick with them. The book presents 2 methods. First is tweaking immediate rewards. Immediate rewards are what we get right after acting. Though good habits bring benefits, most don't come right away. If I start exercising today, I might not swim down till next year. If I start saving today, it could take years to save a down payment for a house. If I start saving today, it could take years to save a down payment for a house.
Right now, all I get is workout pain and the frustration of not buying what I want.
On the flip side, bad habits offer instant rewards. Smoking eases stress now. Scrolling your phone at work feels great. From an evolution standpoint, humans lived in the wild for over 200,000 years. Our ancestors focused on finding food now and dodging predators, not future outcomes.
Brains evolved to prioritize immediate rewards through this.
So naturally, we're wired to struggle with good habits and lean toward bad ones. To build good habits, boost immediate rewards so each action feels satisfying. One way is making habit benefits more visible. Say I'm saving for a house. I open a dedicated account. After resisting a splurge, I transfer money in. Watching the balance grow becomes my instant reward, making me happy. We can add extra rewards, like after a week of consistent workouts, treat yourself to a massage or shopping. Compared to distant benefits, these tangible rewards keep us motivated. But ensure rewards don't conflict with good habits. If your workout reward is binge eating every weekend, exercising loses its purpose. On the flip side, adding penalties to bad habits helps quit them. A common way is finding an accountability partner to monitor you. If you slip up, you face consequences. Like, if you want a job daily, find a friend to send your run logs to.
If you miss a day, you pay him $10. Partners can even be strangers.
The book shares an entrepreneur wanting to rise by 6 a.m. He sent a tweet to auto-post after 6 saying, "This guy's still in bed. Reply for $5. Everyone seeing that tweet became his accountability partner. Under that pressure, He woke early to delete the tweet. The second way to make habits satisfying is tracking them. This means recording your habit streaks. Simplest way, get a calendar, mark an X each day you do it. For detail, log actions like reps or words memorized, like how many words memorized or push-up sets done. Tracking habits. The biggest perk, turn in tracking itself into an instant reward. Seeing more X's on the calendar or flipping through logs makes us feel we're leveling up. That instant satisfaction keeps us going. Tracking also reminds us not to quit. Key, because good habits often hit plateaus, because there'll be long stretches where despite trying hard, we feel no progress or results. Like weight loss, you might drop 4 to 5 kilos fast early on, but later it slows, maybe half a year with no change. This is the plateau phase. Only pushing through makes small changes add up to big results. If you hit setbacks during plateaus, you might impulsively quit. But checking your habit log then shows how far you've come. Quitting wastes all that effort, making it easier to push through. The author also points out that tracking habits is itself a habit that needs nurturing. He offers 3 tips. First, no need to track every habit. Too tired. Just focus on 1 or 2 key ones. Second, use tech to automate tracking. We can use fitness trackers for workouts and Alipay bills for spending. Just check them regularly. Third, for manual tracking, use habit stacking. Link tracking to the action itself and record immediately after. No delay. All right, let's wrap up. The 4th law, make habits satisfying. 2 methods. 1, tweak immediate rewards. We can make habit benefits clearer or add extra rewards to maintain them. We can also find accountability partners to add penalties for bad habits. 2, track habits. Record your streaks. This itself becomes instant reward, giving us achievement feels. And when we hit setbacks and want to quit, tracking keeps us going. With that, we've pretty much covered atomic habits. Let's revisit the book's core. Habits have massive power.
Small actions, over time, lead to big outcomes.
Habit formation has 4 steps: cue, craving, response, and reward. Each step has a law to build good habits and break bad ones. Law 1, make it obvious. Create habit scorecards, set implementation intentions, highlight good habit cues, remove bad habit cues. Law 2, make it attractive. Bundle habits with likes, join groups with good habits, emphasize outcomes. Law 3, make it easy. Reduce friction for good habits, increase for bad, use 2-minute rule, set commitment devices. Law 4, make it satisfying. Boost rewards for good habits and penalties for bad. Track habits to record your journey. All right, that's Atomic Habits covered. We've wrapped up our interpretation of the book for you. Well, show notes are below the audio. See you tomorrow.